What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff Grammer with the Albuquerque Journal, and I am in MOBY Arena in Fort Collins, Colorado, previewing tonight's about 55 minutes now away from previewing. Well, no, we're previewing it now, but we're about 55 minutes away from tip-off with tonight's UNM Lobos at Colorado State Rams Mountain West basketball game. We got 11-3 UNM Lobo team, the favored by 1.5 here on the road at a 10-4 Colorado State team, a 1-2 in Mountain West team that is coming off their first win. They lost their first two games. They got blown out on the road in Logan at Utah State, just absolutely destroyed, 100-58, a game that surprised people all around the league, not only for how good Utah State looked, but frankly for how bad Colorado State looked. They'd been playing really good in non-conference, had a really bad loss to Denver, but otherwise looked really good in non-conference play. They were leading the nation at one point and are still very much one of the leaders in the nation in not only three-point volume and three-point attempt rate, but they're the number 2 team in the country in three-point shooting percentage, meaning they're hitting a ton of their three-pointers, and they shoot a ton of them, which is pretty interesting considering UNM's defense. While it doesn't just let teams shoot three-pointers, it certainly invites them to shoot three-pointers because their priority is to protect the paint, protect the rim, make teams shoot farther and farther from the basket, and kind of invites is the word that we've delicately chosen. UNM invites teams to go ahead and shoot a bunch of threes. So in doing so, you do it against a team that is as good at shooting three-pointers as Colorado State. We'll have to see how that matchup plays out, right? How does UNM adjust? Their defense has been very good all year. It was top 30 in the country last year. I think it's 36th right now in Ken Palm this year. When I say they, I mean Eric Olin's defense at UC San Diego was number 30 in the country last year. And with the same scheme this year at UNM, it is ranked in the top 40. I think it's 30. I think it's 36. I don't have it open, but point is the defense hasn't been the problem with UNM at times this year. What's up, man? How you doing?
Royce Only.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Is Royce Only on the show? Hey, Royce. So that is Royce Only, everybody. Lobo legend, who is you live in northern Colorado right now, right?
I do.
You got 2 minutes?
I do.
Impromptu Royce Only time, guys.
What are you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing a pregame show on the Albuquerque Journal's website, and I'm going to ask you a couple questions.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bear with me while I plug in a mic so Royce can talk right here. Yeah, so I do a pregame show now online that, I don't know, some people watch. Got a few people watching, so. Hello. There you go.
Mic check, mic check.
Can you guys hear Royce Only? It sounds like you can because I can hear him here. Oh, Royce, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just had a moment to get down here to watch the Lobos. Super excited. Good to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I get paid to watch basketball, man.
Yeah, it's the greatest job on earth.
How bad can it be? Why don't you tell some Lobo fans who are watching how far you are away from Fort Collins? Because I know you get to the Wyoming game too, right?
I do. I live like right in between MOBY Arena and AA, so
Okay.
right in between Fort Collins and Laramie. And, you know, I've been coaching the past 2 years, so I haven't been able to make these games, and I'm excited to be here tonight.
All right, so we got a new coaching staff here, obviously. I don't know how much you know about Eric Olin, how much you know about what they're doing, but it's entirely new. They're one of only 3 teams in the country that have an entirely new roster and an entirely new coaching staff. What do you know about these Lobos, and what do you expect to see?
I don't know a lot about the players. I've been able to catch a few games and see some highlights, but I like the coaching staff. I like what he's done in the past, and you know, he's stacking up wins wherever he goes, and I appreciate that. And I'm very appreciative to be here, sitting behind the bench and looking forward to a big game. Colorado State's been playing well. We've been playing well. So
both of
it's
these
a new
teams,
regime, you
I was
know?
going to say, both of these teams do what I think you would probably have loved, which is they shoot a lot of threes, man. They all have the green light on these two teams.
D up and play D.
Yep.
D up
and 3.
and shoot some threes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. D and three.
Yep, shoot some threes.
So Lobo fans will fall in love with any player that'll dive for a loose ball, will stick up for his teammates, will do pretty much the things that you love to do. Where did that come from?
I mean, it comes from, who I am and my parents and stuff like that. And that's one thing I love about the Lobos, compete.
Yeah.
That's what we got to do is compete. And, that's what I'm all about is regardless of what happens at the end of the night as far as scoreboard, you got to come in to somebody else's house and compete.
Lobo fans eat up anybody who says stuff like that and anybody who does it. I'm curious how much you miss the competitive part of playing college basketball and how much you played after college. Did you play much competitive after?
No, I had a short stint overseas, still coming off a knee injury. I always felt like the competition I had at the pit during college was way better than what I had as a pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, the name of the game, regardless of what you see at the end of the night on the scoreboard, is compete, battle, play for your team, play for your coaches, and we'll let the cards fall where they may.
We got somebody here on social media, Eric Romero, saying, I want Royce with me in a bar fight. And then we got Royce, Lobo Legend. We got Quiet Please saying Lobo Legend in the house. A couple other comments asking about Chris Howell will not be playing, the guy that asked that. But all right, I'll wrap it up with this because I know you're here with some other people too. If the Lobos, what is success for this Lobo team with a new coach, an entirely new roster? What is success for a Lobo team in your mind as a former player?
It's a pretty high bar, especially the way this team has started this year. What's gone on in the past. I mean, we want to be there in the end. Yeah. We want to get the highest seed that we can get in the NCAA tournament. And to me, that's the bar. I mean, yeah, I say it's good to compete every night, which that's kind of the base of it. But we want championships, and we want to see how far we can go on the next in the tournament. So we'll see what these guys can do. And I love the structure that these guys bring as far as the coaching staff to the Lobos. So we've got a tough task ahead of us, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Appreciate you, man. You're the best. Thanks for coming on.
Appreciate you.
I know it wasn't planned, so glad for happy that you came on, man.
Good to see you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. There you go, guys. Royce Only with an impromptu stop by and saying what's up, man. Thank you. And I know Lobo fans will always eat up anytime one of the Lobo legends stops by. And yeah, like I said, I've seen him at games at the AA up in Laramie and games here at MOBY through the years. He, as he said, lives pretty much halfway between the two. So he gets to go to a lot of those games, and glad he stopped by to say what's up. He did not know I was doing a show, and I went ahead and put him on. So there you go. Quiet, please. You are asking me, Quite Peasy. I apologize for that. Is Chris playing? Chris is not playing tonight. No Chris Howell tonight. Tomislav Buljan, who is also the other recent injured player for the Lobos, he's fine. He is a full go. He obviously played both games last week, but his hamstring didn't act up or anything like that. Tomislav Buljan is playing. Do I expect a scoring game or a defensive struggle? I got to be honest with you, man. Like, these two teams shoot up a lot of threes, but they're also so schemed up tonight to stop the other team from hitting threes that I'm leaning towards a little bit of more of a lower scoring game, to be honest with you. Yes, Eric, I threw that on, and Royce loved hearing that a Lobo fan out there wants Royce with him in a bar fight. Mike is asking on X, of the departing schools, which basketball arena am I going to miss the most? So I'll tell you what my thoughts on MOBY. MOBY, when good, is fantastic. It's small enough that when it's full and it can get loud with the students. It's not going to be that way tonight. School doesn't start here till the 20th. So it's probably not going to be one of the best environments tonight. But MOBY at its best, I'm telling you, man, has a little bit of a charm that I really like. Obviously, it's not a mistake that a place like Logan and the Spectrum have the reputation they do. They've earned it. So that's a school in the student section that I'm going to miss covering games at. Viejas Arena and the show, San Diego State. The show has had better years than others, and when the show's on, it's fun to cover games at San Diego State and Viejas Arena, and both of those I'll miss as well. But I'm telling you, man, I'm going to miss coming to the Front Range and doing the MOBY Arena stop every year. That said, I wouldn't be shocked at all I've talked to Ollie, I've talked to Eric Olin, and both are certainly open to non-conference home and home. Now, it won't be twice a year like it is in league play, but, alternating years, I could see Colorado State being in the pit one year and UNM playing in Fort Collins in alternate years. They both need to fill non-conference games, right? And you want to try and do that regionally. Both of them have trouble getting home games against quality teams. And if both of these teams can consistently be top 75, top 100-ish at least teams, that's as good a regional game as you can get. And if you could do it home and home where you're not having to buy the game and you just do it for free every other year and you get to keep the home gate, that's exactly what in the non-conference you want. So, frankly, it's kind of a perfect setup in my mind that tells me CSU and UNM will probably make it a regular off-season or a non-conference, rather, home and home series moving forward. And both coaches have said they're interested in it. So we shall see. We'll see when in the offseason what happens. But I do think CSU and UNM will play in the future. I know San Diego State will not. San Diego State's already said they have no intention of playing non-conference games at elevation. That eliminates a mile-high pit. That probably eliminates Fort Collins. Well, they're in league with Fort Collins or with Colorado State, but that certainly eliminates Air Force. I know they have no desire to go back to Air Force anytime soon. So Tom is a beast. Tomislav Bouillon will be playing, and he has been a beast. He averaged a double-double last week. Frankly, BJ Davis deserved Player of the Week by the league last week for San Diego State's 2 wins, especially what he did and how he did it against Boise State in that triple overtime game. But I'll tell you what, Tomislav Bouillon had a Player of the Week worthy week had BJ Davis not done what he did. Now, he is a freshman. He is a 23-year-old freshman, so take it with a grain of salt when he wins Freshman of the Week and stuff like that. But he is a freshman. He is still just in his first couple months in the United States, first couple months away from family and first couple months away from his home in Croatia, where he did play professionally. It is a new era, and he is in college for the first time. He is technically a freshman. What else we got here? Can I explain what's going on with Patton? I cannot. I will let him do that when he chooses to do so. I can tell you it's a personal matter, and I will respect it as that. All right. Is this Timoteo Mays? Do you anticipate the pit selling out at any point this year? And if so, what games are most likely to sell out? Yeah, I anticipate the CBS game end of the year with San Diego State selling out. I anticipate probably 2 or 3 other sellouts, especially if they keep winning. I mean, they are 11-3. Eric Olin has the 5th best record of any coach in college basketball since the start of last year. The guys in front of him, John Shire at Duke. You got Kelvin Sampson at Houston. Who's the other guy? Iowa, I think, is the other guy. And anyway, it's 4 pillar kind of program type things. Now, he did a lot of it last year in the Big West and UC San Diego. But, it's hard to hold against a guy his first year, the school's first year in NCAA tournament eligibility. He made the NCAA tournament, and some people kind of want to discredit that. No, that's hard to do. And he has a lot of wins, so. What else we got here? Got a probably Utah State on the sellouts. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Utah State's in first place. If they're in first place and UNM's still kind of in striking distance when they come, I would imagine a sellout. This is the pit without school in session right now had 13,700 at their last Mountain West home game. When was that? That was just the Wyoming game on Saturday. So January 3rd, a Saturday evening game. When school is out, got 13,700 fans. I don't think that's far off from a sellout at all. So, yeah, I would anticipate there being some sellouts in the pit this year. You got to remember, too, season tickets are higher than last year. They're 8,500. So the only sellout at this point of the year last year under Richard Pitino and an NCAA second-round NCAA tournament team with Donovan Dent and Nelly Jr. Joseph, they only sold out 1 game to this point last year, and that was the New Mexico State game. And that game wasn't on the schedule for the Lobos this year. So, the attendance isn't any worse than it was last year. I don't know if people think it is, but it's not. The attendance numbers were the same last year under Richard Pitino in his 4th year, coming off an NCAA tournament win, a team that went to the second round of the NCAA tournament. That was a popular team. So I think they'll sell a game out or 2 this year in conference play. I don't know that Nevada will. Nevada didn't last year, surprisingly enough. Now Nevada's playing well, but Nevada did not sell out last year. It was the 1,000th game in the pit. 1,000th game ever played in the pit. Steve Alford, Craig Neal come. Ended up being a dramatic overtime buzzer beater by Nelly Jr. Joseph, and it was not a sellout. It was in the 14,000 range. Did not hit 15,000. So that one surprised me last year. What else we got here? USU comes midweek, 9 p.m. That'll be tough to sell out, but we'll see how both teams are. Any news on basketball recruiting? There's not much basketball recruiting news anymore nowadays until the portal opens in the spring. Now, they did get a commitment from a 4-star guard out of San Diego last week, but it's a 2027 guard. It's not for next year. But a guy that was being recruited by several schools, power conference schools too. But he's a junior in high school right now. Now he's a really good junior. He's a 4-star. It's a year and a half away before he has a NIL to sign. A year away. I guess next November he can sell or sign an NIL, name, image, and likeness. No, not name, image, and likeness. National letter of intent. I'm sorry, the NLI, not the NIL. Confusing myself here. All right, quick peasy. Eric and his staff put a good team together. I am pleased with the defense and grit of this team. I would agree with you that they have put together some good pieces. They seem to fit what he wants, right? And there's a reason they're 11-3. And their only losses are to an undefeated top 10 Nebraska team, on the road to a rival, New Mexico State. A New Mexico State team that hasn't been playing great lately, frankly, but I don't think that's the worst loss in the world. It's certainly not a loss that Bettino didn't have multiple losses to New Mexico State. Craig Neal had multiple losses. Paul Weir had multiple losses to New Mexico State. It's really been since Marvin Menzies and Steve Alford kind of overlapped a little bit, where there was a one-sidedness to that rivalry, and that was Steve Alford beating up on Marvin Menzies most of that time. And then Craig Neal carried it on for some of that stretch as well. John Romero's in on YouTube. CSU, from my perspective, is not in the same league as the Lobos this year. Let's take care of business and head down the road to Colorado Springs. Got my game face on for tonight's ball game. I'm glad you got your game face on, John. I will tell you that any team that shoots as well as Colorado State is going to be in a lot of ball games. They are a bad matchup for UNM. Whether they were good at what they do or not, what they do compared to what UNM kind of allows defensively makes it a bad matchup for UNM. Add to the fact that coincidentally what they do, they're actually really good at too, and that's shooting three-pointers. This is a tough matchup, a real tough matchup for the Lobos. That's what Eric Olin said as much when I talked to him yesterday about it. But I will tell you, I think UNM is a better team. I just think matchups make fights, right? It is not a good matchup for UNM. So we shall see how this game plays out. But I do think that they're a better team overall and will do better in league play. I just don't know how head-to-head they're going to do. Nevada will this year. Saturday game. So Saturday game is Nevada. Yeah, that could sell out this year. It could very well, especially if they're still playing well. Got another one in here from John. I'd like to see Chol get physical in the paint. We need his game to evolve. You're not the only one. I don't think you're the only one, and that includes some people on the coaching staff would like to see a little more physicality out of Chol, but he is what he is. He's still averaging double figures. He's getting good points per game. I don't know why I'm still on the main. I apologize for that. You guys don't need to see me. So there you go. CSU is never an easy out. Go Lobos. Yeah, it's true. This game has been a good one a lot of times up here in Colorado State. Even good years, bad years for the Lobos. This game's a tough one for UNM through the years. That said, UNM's won 5 in a row in the series. UNM has won more games in MOBY Arena than any opposing team. Any opposing team. Since this arena opened in the 1965-66 season, no school has won more games here. No opposing school. Obviously, CSU's won the most. But no opposing schools won more games in MOBY Arena than UNM. So I say all that. CSU still has a winning record against UNM here in MOBY. But it's 26-28 here in MOBY for UNM. And this could be the last one for a little while, right? Like, while I expect them to play next year in the non-conference, until it happens, it hasn't happened. So, all right, guys, we are closing in on 35 minutes away now from tip-off here in MOBY Arena. I'm going to check the updated lines for this game. New Mexico favored still by 1.5 on all the sports books. We are looking at Utah State favored by 21.5, 22.5 on some sports books at Air Force. They also start at 7 o'clock. I'll be posting my Grammar's guesses here a couple minutes after I get off the air, and my daughter's coin flip picks. I also have those ready to go. She's beating me so far through 17 games. She is 10-7, and I am 9-8. So sure, all you guys are happy to hear. My daughter flipping a coin is beating me with all my expertise. Fresno State at San Jose State tonight. Got that looks like a pick'em. Some places have it a pick'em. Some have Fresno State by 1.5. Some have San Jose State by 1.5. So that's pretty much a pick'em. Fresno State at San Jose State tonight. UNLV is playing up the road in Laramie. UNLV at Wyoming. Wyoming is favored by 3.5 or 4.5, depending on where you get your line. But Wyoming Cowboys favored 3.5 or 4.5 against UNLV tonight, and that is up the road in Laramie. And then later tonight, 9 p.m. Mountain Time start. San Diego State undefeated 3-0, playing 3-0 Nevada. And a Brian Dutcher versus Steve Alford game is always fun, and that'll be a really good matchup. That is Nevada favored by 1.5 in Reno tonight. 2 3-0 early favorites to contend for a title in the Mountain West this year. One of them will be home. One of them will be sitting 4-0, 20% through the season. That's not too bad, right? And one of them obviously will be handed their first loss. So we are 34 minutes away from tip-off in MOBY Arena in Fort Collins. It looks like the Lobos are going back to the locker room for now, do their final kind of preparations and scouting. And there you go, guys. Appreciate you guys for being here. ABQJournal.com/sports is where you can find my post-game article. You could also find Emptying the Notebook posted first thing tomorrow morning. A lot of extra video, data, stats, trends, all kinds of odds and ends from this game that aren't in the game story that'll be in print in Albuquerque Journal tomorrow, and will be online, abqjournal.com. And remember, please subscribe to local journalism if you can. Support local journalism if you can. abqjournal.com/subscribe is how you can do that. I want to thank one more time Sandia Sportsbook for sponsoring these pregame live preview shows, our weekly show, which I had earlier tonight with Sean Ryder, and for all the postgame shows during the football season, as well as the Talking Grammar podcast and the Writer's Block podcast. Sandia Sportsbook for sponsoring us. Thank you very much for that. 30 minutes away. This game will be streamed on themw.com, or you can listen to it on 770 AM, 96.3 FM back in New Mexico, or you can follow me along on social media and check ABQ Journal's website after the game. As always, guys, thanks for being here. And one more shout out. Thank you to Royce Only for stopping by. And Lobo legend Royce Only was on earlier in the show. If you're just joining us, watch the replay of this show, and you'll see Royce Only joining me for a few minutes. That was pretty cool. Thanks, Royce.